Hello everybody, welcome back to Conor here, All Leeds TV. Hope you're doing really well. 30 degrees outside, I think it is. 28 yesterday here in Sheffield, believe it or not. So yeah, absolutely roasting, sweated as I'm sure a lot of you guys are. And I hope you're doing really, really well. Check out Joe's content, which has just come out, I believe about an hour ago. When you're watching this, it might have been 3 or 4 hours ago. But yeah, some good stuff on there, some good talking points, and I'm sure Oscar will have his preview out really soon. So, here we are, aren't we? Into another championship fixture, into another pressure cooker environment that Leeds United have to deal with, really, don't we? Fulham. Let's touch on Cardiff a little bit, and yeah.
It's just hell! 5-yard pass! 5-yard pass, Jack!
What the are you doing?
He's a
What
shit
the is he doing? And what's he doing?
Oh,
6 minutes, man. If we come on,
Come on!
So, as you can see, it was a bit stressful on the watch along, but who doesn't get heated and who doesn't get involved with it when the match is, on? I don't understand people who just sit there quietly and go, yeah, you get in there, or, oh, he's missed a chance. Don't get people like that. I can't do it myself, and I apologise if, it was, if some people found it a bit loud, but that was the watch along with Cardiff, so, if you want something similar, it is great entertainment. I even find it very funny watching the other lot on the stream. Make sure you check that out. We're doing it on Friday for Fulham and Brentford, and we're doing it on Saturday as well for Leeds Fulham. So, the Cardiff game, wow. So obviously I had time to reflect. Obviously it's difficult when you're reacting to something straight off the bat because you're in the heat of the moment. Where very, very rare as a fan channel, we do it immediately afterwards. I literally set up my camera and I did it within about 15 minutes. So we do that because I know you guys love the instant match reaction. And that's what All Leeds TV is all about, the instant, the emotion. So you guys love that. Sometimes maybe taking 10 hours away from it. I've found doing it before, that is a little bit advantageous. But then you don't get the raw emotion. You don't get the passion. And I just don't think it's relative really to what we try to provide on this channel. So yeah, I watched back and I thought, I still stand by some of my points. I made a comment about Jack Harrison and I still rate Jack Harrison very highly. I think he's a good player, very, very good player. And I sort of stand by everything I said, really. I wasn't that happy with it. I just wasn't. I thought we looked sloppy. And the whole blueprint of Leeds United is accurate passing. It's being sharp. And when teams come on to us, we have to be accurate because that's all we do. We play 1-touch, 2-touch football. And any mistake, teams will capitalise on that because teams sit back against us. It's only rare teams in this division, Fulham, Brentford, West Brom, who will come at us from moment one, really. Other teams just sit in. As soon as we make that mistake, they press us high. And then as soon as we make that mistake, it's game on. And they'll capitalise on our mistakes. How many times have we seen that this season? We know Cardiff aren't an amazing team, but they've got quality. They've got individual quality. They weren't in the Premier League long ago. So Glatzel, Mendes, Lang, Tomlin, they've got decent players who can punish you. We saw that at Ellen Road. We've seen that at the weekend. 5 shots on target, 5 goals. I'd love that. I would love that. But the problem is with Leeds United, and it's been the tale of our season, we need 20 shots to score 3 goals. And it seems like every mistake we make in a game is punished, or it's nearly punished. So there's the problem straight away. But can it be rectified? That's what I like to do on this channel. I don't want to come out and just moan about things. I always feel that I moan and then I give a constructive criticism. How can we rectify that? Well, there's problems in this side. Naturally, there's problems in every side, but we can rectify it. Cut out the defensive mistakes. That's numero uno. What have we got to do? We cut out the mistakes and we're not going to concede. Number 2, clinical in the final third. How do we do that? Personally, I would drop Patrick Bamford for Roberts and I would fit Pablo Hernandez in the 10. That's rectifying the problem, for me. And then we've seen Patrick Bamford come on in games before, making a massive difference. We saw it against West Brom. And I think Tyler Roberts would lead the line very, very well indeed. And I think, having an acquisition like that off the bench Brilliant. And that's what I would do. And I think the reason I talk about rectifying it, someone might come back and say, well, what about, he's never going to do that. He could do that. He very well could do that because he loves Tyler Roberts. We know that. We've seen Tyler Roberts play centre forward before and Bielsa laud him after games. So could that happen? Yeah, it's realistic. So they are the things, they're the little aspects of the Leeds performance that we need to touch on, that we need to rectify from the weekend. Were we creative enough? Yeah, we were creative enough. We had what was the XG? I think it was over 2.7. Expected goals 2.7, and it's not a metric really to measure a game analysis on thoroughly, because there's other factors in football that come into play, not just XG, but I think XG is a good sort of measure of your chances and your standard of chances and whether or not you've been creative and innovative enough as a team, and we were. But it's just the end product once again. It's taking a shot from 20 yards out. It's it's getting the ball and not always tippy tappy, and that's what I feel we do sometimes. And it was interesting because I was watching the same thing with Brentford on Friday night. And as soon as they started becoming a little bit more ruthless on the edge of the area, they started getting more success, and we just didn't do that. Cardiff 2 shots from outside the area, 2 goals. Why not? We've got the quality to do that. And that's why it gets frustrating. That's why on the watch-alongs you get frustrated, because sometimes you make 17 passes on the edge of the box, but you'll make a mistake and then the other team capitalise. And that's been a blueprint for Leeds when we've made mistakes this season. So, Fulham, anyway. Really tough game, and I was so confident 2 weeks ago, and I'm still confident. I am still confident. I am nervous though. I'm definitely nervous. More nervous now, and it's probably because of the result of the weekend. It wasn't ideal, but we're in a better position. We're in a better position. 7 points, and what is it? 8 games to go. So it's a game less, and it's the same margin. So we're at the exact same point. So it's sort of, the season needs to start now. We've had a horrible run against Cardiff, 3 wins in 36 years. They're a bogey team. Neil Harris is a bogey manager. He always has been against Leeds. So we chalk that off. Going to Fulham, they're going to come at us. Tactically, they go down the wings. It's simple. Scott Parker isn't he's not a superior analyst. He's not a tactician for me. He's a blueprint manager who has got some excellent players and assets at his disposal. Going forward, it's terrifying. Kamara, Ayite, Tom Kearney, Mitrovic, Bobby Reed, Cavallero. They've got talent absolutely everywhere. Knockout. You keep reeling these names off. They are top players. Cabano, another one. So that's 8 just going forward in attacking positions. They're a magnificent outfit when it comes to the standard of player. I think they should have romped the league this year with the standard of player they've got. You reel off those 8 names going forward, you're looking at 100 million plus selling all those together for me. So that is the talent at their disposal. And I think they're underachieving right now, but they're still a very dangerous side. They're still a side that can hurt you. They've got that individual quality that can end matches. We've seen that this season. Yes, they've made mistakes, and that's where we can capitalise. But they always press on the wings, as I've just said. So disciplined for this game is absolutely massive for Leeds' wings. You got the likes of Stuart Dallas. If Pablo comes back in, Ayling and Helder Costa. They've got to be so disciplined. Not getting caught out of position, not losing the ball frequently. They've got to be on it from moment one. If they're not, we'll get exposed down the wings, and then that dreaded ball into you-know-who. And we'll get onto him in a second. But Leeds have to cut off the supply from the flanks. Their left side, you look at Joe Bryan, 14 assists, 7 assists to Alexander Mitrovic this year. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And he reminds me a lot of Barry Douglas in Wolves setup, which is heartbreaking to say, but in the Wolves setup when Wolverhampton Wanderers got promoted in that illustrious season. So, we can capitalise against that. We can, because we have to stay disciplined. We play our way, and we will find gaps in this Fulham defence. In this Fulham midfield to defence, there are gaps, 100%. Harrison Reed, really, really rate him. Fantastic player, just sitting in front of that back four. They've got quality, not just in the attacking sense, but in the defensive structure as well. But they are more. We can get at them, and I think we break the lines. I think there's a good link-up play between us and the wide areas and the centre forward. We start establishing those links really early. I think we're gonna cause them some damage. I really do. You look at the game earlier on. When we played Fulham, I wasn't impressed with us. Again, it was one of those games where I didn't really fully feel we turned up. I think Fulham edged it. I mean, they got a penalty, which was nowhere near a penalty. We should have got a draw out of that. But it was a very, very tight game. But I think Fulham just edged it, and they probably deserved the win. But no way was that a penalty. So we should have got a draw in hindsight. But when they're playing down the wings, the man up top, Mitrovic, and people were just going on about his weight the other day. I mean, he was still dangerous. There was a moment, and I'll try and find it and clip it in here, where he bounced Janssen off with just his pure strength. And Pinnock, I think he won 3 out of 4 aerial duels with Pinnock. He won 2 out of 3 against Janssen. So these are all statistics that backs him up. You know, he wasn't sharp, but he's a magnificent player, especially at this level. I still think he could cut it at a top 6 team in the Premier League. A lot of you might think I'm absolutely mental, but I'm being genuinely serious. You know, if Sheffield United went up, let's say, and replaced the McBurney with a Mitrovic, I think they'd be doing even better than they are right now. And you'd probably class them, maybe, are they going to get top 6? Who knows? But I still think even a Tottenham would do well as a Mitrovic, maybe just as a replacement for Harry Kane. And I think he's a top player. You look at his expected goals this year, and we were talking about XG earlier. You know, his expected goals was 22.3. He's currently on 23, which is unbelievable. He's taking near on every chance he gets and more. You know, the weakest game was probably against Brentford, but he was still winning headers. He still had 2 shots on target from the headers. They were weak, but, you know, he was still in and around. Hustle and bustle against Janssen and Pinnock, probably 2 of the strongest defenders in the league. Tallest, 100%. So this guy is dangerous. He's seriously, seriously dangerous. And Liam Cooper, concentration has to be absolutely 10 out of 10. No room for error. You know, we've seen it before with Cooper against Cardiff. They seem to have a little bit of a thing against him when he plays against them. But the concentration has to be high. Leeds can have the ball for 20 minutes and do nothing with it. But don't lose it in a key area. You know, do not lose it, because we need 120% concentration against this side. You know, and I do think if we play to our strengths and we go into this game with full focus and concentration, which I don't feel we did against Cardiff, we will win this game. I think us at 100% against Fulham 100%, we will win the game. But Leeds have to turn up. I want us to show bottle. I want us to prove other teams wrong. Leeds are falling apart again. It's already started, even though West Bromwich Albion haven't won a game in 3 and sit top of the table. And I believe they haven't scored in 3 as well. We've lost 1 out of 5 games and Leeds are falling apart again. You see what I mean? So the reason people sing that is because they see weakness with Leeds. Let's show them that we're not weak. Let's go on the Dallas bandwagon. Let's go out there and prove everybody wrong and go out there and go on a streak. Because we will never have a better chance in our lives as Leeds United fans to get promoted with the running we have and with the advantage we have. At this point last season, we were a point behind Sheffield United. We are currently 7 points ahead of 3rd, 8 points ahead of 4th, with a superior goal difference over 3rd. You know, so it's all in our hands. It is all in our hands, and this is a massive, massive weekend. People still talking about, well, even if we lose, we're still 4 points ahead. That doesn't bother me. I understand we've got an advantage, but this in the Leeds United squad worries me. If we don't win this game, it's a massive game. I do believe it's a season definer. A lot of you might not agree with me because we'll still have the advantage. We'll still have the home games to come. I'm not saying that we're just going to fall apart. That's not what I'm saying. But I think the mentality of the squad, if we lose to a Fulham, like we did against Sheffield United last year, I worry about that mentality of the squad. You know, I do. But on a positive slant, I don't think that'll happen this year. I think we're a much better outfit. I think we've got better players. And I think we genuinely have the experience of last year, which, you know, Fulham don't have. West Brom don't have. In our position, when we fell apart and we bottled it, which we did. But we have the experience now. Stuart Dallas was talking about on TalkSport, saying that, you know, we know what we're doing now. And the mentality is strong. Nobody is even thinking about what happened last year, which is good. But it's not like against Cardiff we were woeful, because we weren't. I thought it was a poor performance because of the lapses in concentration sometimes. Jack Harrison needs to improve. I thought he was really poor against Cardiff. Phillips needs to improve. You know, he's going to be coming up against one of the best centre-attacking midfielders in the league, if not the best. Coming up against Tom Kearney. And the concentration from the fullbacks. Helder Costa needs to switch on, not only attackingly, but defensively as well. So it's a huge game. It's a massive game. Concentration needs to be 10 out of 10. We can overload them in the wide areas as well. You know, we play our little triangles. We're going to overload players like Joe Bryan. We saw that with Brentford. They were trying to play the triangles. They were trying to overload the fullbacks. We can do that. Dennis Adoy, I still don't think much of him. Tim Ream, don't think much of him. Hector, I think he's brilliant. If I was Patrick Bamford, I'd be leaning on Ream the entire game, leaning on him, getting the players to play the ball into his feet, spinning him, playing it off to Costa, playing it off to Harrison, getting others involved in the game, making Leeds press as an offensive outlet. I would lean on Tim Ream. I think Hector's a superb player. He should be in the Premier League for me. So this is it. You've heard me wax lyrical about this Fulham team, but this Leeds United team is better on our day. We're a better team thanks to Marcelo Bielsa. But it's not up to him anymore. It's not up to him. It's up to the players. He's done everything he can, given the faith, the trust, everything in this Leeds United side. And the winning run needs to start now for me. I'm not saying we're going to be done if we don't win this game. I think we could even draw this game. I genuinely do. And I'd be fine with that. But we need to show up. And we show up and we can beat this side. And then Fulham are out of it. And that's what I think. I think Fulham are done. If we win this game, I think Fulham are done. That'll be 10 points. That's too much to overturn with 7 games remaining, with the games that we have, with those 4 in particular home games we have. I think we win three games after that and we're going to be promoted. That's what I think. The overturn is too much for a Brentford. It's too much for a Fulham to get in that top 2. It's way too much to recover. I still think Brentford sort of need 6 out of 8 games winning, really, and us to completely bottle it and lose 3 or 4, which I don't think is going to happen. So we are going to beat Fulham. We're going to beat them 1-0. But concentration, focus, iron out the defensive errors, potentially make some changes up top. Pablo looks like he's going to be fit, been training all week. I'm praying to God that he is fit because we just need that little bit of quality. We need that little magician in and around about that penalty area because I tell you what, I think he'd have finished some of the chances against Cardiff. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. What do you think is going to go on? Where do you think we need to restrict Fulham? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Slap a like on the video. Joe's video is out. Go check that out. And Oscar's will be out later. Join us for the watch along tomorrow evening and on Saturday. And we'll see you in a bit.